Alright guys, so in this problem, I have x minus 1 squared is equal to x squared. So to solve this, I actually have two different methods of solving this problem. So for method 1, I'm going to start by rewriting x minus 1 squared as x minus 1 times x minus 1, and I have this is equal to x squared. And now, x minus 1 times x minus 1, let's go ahead and expand this. So x times x is x squared, x times negative 1 is negative x. Now I'm going to distribute the negative 1. Negative 1 times x is negative x, and negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. So this is equal to x squared. Now I can subtract x squared on both sides. So then these two cancel out, and these two cancel out. So now I have negative x minus x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now negative x minus x is negative 2x. So I have negative 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Meaning now I can add 2x on both sides. So then these two cancel out, and I get 2x is equal to 1. Meaning x is equal to 1/2. Now, my second method for solving this problem if I have something in the form a squared minus b squared, this is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So our equation is x minus 1 squared is equal to x squared. So I can actually subtract x squared on both sides. So now I have x minus 1 squared minus x squared is equal to 0. And now notice how this is in the form a squared minus b squared. A is x minus 1 and b is x. So now I have x minus 1 plus x times x minus 1 minus x is equal to 0. So x minus 1 plus x, that's the same thing as 2x minus 1 times x and negative x, these two cancel out, so negative 1 is equal to 0. So now if I divide both sides by negative 1, these two cancel out, and I get 2x minus 1 is equal to 0, meaning 2x is equal to 1, and x is equal to 1/2. That's my second method. Alright, so in this problem, I have x minus 3 to the power 4 is equal to x to the power 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract x to the power 4 on both sides. So then these two cancel out, and now I have x minus 3 to the power 4 minus x to the power 4 is equal to 0. Now, I'm going to rewrite this as x minus 3 squared to the power of 2 minus x squared to the power of 2 is equal to 0. And if I have something in the form a squared minus b squared, this is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So this is going to equal x minus 3 squared plus x squared times x minus 3 squared minus x squared is equal to 0. And now this is the same thing as x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus x squared times x squared minus 6x plus 9 minus x squared is equal to 0, because I just expanded x minus 3 squared. So now I'm going to simplify this to 2x squared minus 6x plus 9 times negative 6x plus 9 is equal to 0. So now this gives me two equations. I have 2x squared minus 6x plus 9 is equal to 0, and negative 6x plus 9 is equal to 0. So for negative 6x plus 9 equals 0, I get 9 is equal to 6x, and x is equal to 9 over 6, which is equal to 3 over 2. So this is one solution of x. Now for 2x squared minus 6x plus 9, I have to use the quadratic formula, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So in this case, a is 2, b is negative 6, and c is 9. So I get x is equal to negative of negative 6 plus or minus the square root of negative 6 squared, which is 36, minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is 9, all over 2a, so 2 times 2. And now this is equal to positive 6 plus or minus the square root of 36 minus 8 times 9 is 72, all over 4, which is equal to 6 plus or minus the square root of negative 36 over 4, which is equal to 6 plus or minus the square root of 36i over 4, which is equal to 6 plus or minus 6i over 4. And if I divide everything by 2 over here, I get 3 plus or minus 3i over 2. So these are two more solutions. Alright, so in this problem, I have 8 to the power of x is equal to 80. So I'm going to first start by rewriting 80 as 8 times 10. So now I have 8 to the power of x is equal to 8 times 10. And now I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by 8. So then these two cancel out, and I get 8 to the power of x over 8 is equal to 10. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m over a to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m minus n. So a to the power of x over 8, well, 8 is the same thing as a to the power of 1. So I get a to the power of x minus 1 is equal to 10. Now, 8 I can rewrite as 2 to the power of 3. So now I have 2 to the power of 3 to the power of x minus 1 is equal to 10. And if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n. So 2 to the power of 3 to the power of x minus 1, that's going to equal 2 to the power of 3 times x minus 1. And I can simply distribute the 3, so I have 3 times x plus 3 times negative 1. So 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. So I have 2 to the power of 3x minus 3 is equal to 10. Now I'm going to take the log on both sides, so I'll get log of 2 to the power of 3x minus 3 is equal to log of 10. And if I have something in the form log a to the power of b, I can move this exponent b to the front. So this is going to equal b times log a. So in this case, b is 3x minus 3. So if I move this to the front, I get 3x minus 3 times log 2 is equal to log 10. Now, log 10, that's actually equal to 1. So now I have 3x minus 3 times log 2 is equal to 1. Now if I divide both sides by log 2, these two cancel out, and I get 3x minus 3 is equal to 1 over log 2. Now if I add both sides by log 3, these two cancel out, so I get 3x is equal to 1 over log 2 plus 3. And 1 over log 2, that's the same thing as 1 over 0.301 plus 3, which is equal to 3.3223 plus 3. So I have 3x is equal to 6.3223, meaning x is equal to 2.1074. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to solve the problem 3 to the power of 13 minus 3. So to solve this, I'm going to first start by rewriting this as 3 to the power of 12 plus 1 minus 3. Now if I have something in the form a to the power of m plus n, this is equal to a to the power of m times a to the power of n. So I get 3 to the power of 12 times 3 to the power of 1 minus 3. And from here, I can factor out 3. So I get 3 times 3 to the power of 12 minus 1. Now 3 to the power of 12, I'm going to rewrite as 3 to the power of 6 times 2. And that's equal to 3 times 3 to the power of 6 to the power of 2 minus 1 squared. And I'm writing this like this because now I can use the property a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So this turns into 3 times 729 plus 1 times 729 minus 1. This is equal to 730 times 728. So from here, I'm going to rewrite this as 700 plus 30 times 700 plus 28. So this is equal to 3 times 700 squared plus 700 times 28 plus 30 times 700 plus 28 times 30. Now this is equal to 3 times 490,000 plus 40,600 plus 840, which is equal to 3 times 531,440, which is equal to 1,594,320. So this is my answer.